Who's ready for an adventure?
Morning, Roy. How are you today, buddy? Oh, nice close-up of my face. Good morning to you as well. Today's my last day in Temagami. Had a pretty good sleep last night. The bugs were very reasonable. It was a colder night, and I just slept in an open shelter. It was great. Just got to lay here, look at the stars. Counted 4 shooting stars, and I fell asleep pretty quickly, slept pretty soundly. Show you the view that I had. So just nice little window to the heavens right there. And if it did rain, I had all this cedar above me. So this is actually a pretty sweet location right here. Only downside is I have to tie Roy up because we're not on an island anymore. Anyways, so it's probably right around sunrise. It's a cloudy day, so I'm gonna get things packed up just in case we do get some rain. And I will make for my exit point after I get a little bit of breakfast into me.
We've got 4 cattail shoots, which are essentially inedible at this point. I'm just eating them because I picked them and don't like to waste. We've got 10 cattail rhizomes and half an apple for dessert.
Here's the shelter that I used last night. It's essentially just a windbreak between myself and the lake, and then a ground sheet to keep me off the direct forest floor. It worked well for me because it was a clear night, didn't get any precipitation. I was able to just lay back, watch the stars, and go to sleep. I counted a number of shooting stars, and it was just an amazing, perfect way to spend my last night here on the trip. If it had rained though, I designed it as a bit of a convertible shelter. This is the top-down model. If rain had come in, or if it had gotten really cold and I needed to stay warm, I could have added a roof to it, and I'm going to show you how.
If I had been expecting rain, what I could do, take the rocks off the corners here. And I could put it down just like that, and that would make a pretty tight shelter, which would probably do the job actually. So that is something that you could sleep in on a rainy night. There you go. Crawl in there, and you're dry. shelter. So now, this is not the way that I would actually do it if I were to be setting up for good here. To be quite honest with you, my ropes are all packed away and I'm not about to break them out. Adding ropes would just make things tighter, more secure, better able to withstand a heavy rainfall or high winds. So Roy and I are going to, I am going to pack up this tarp, get my gear down by the water and ready to get in, load it into the canoe. Then Roy and I will go for a walk and we'll head to our exit point. I have to say, I'm glad I don't have a whole lot to do today. My legs are stiff and sore and beat from that portage. Don't often do a quadruple portage. Fortunately, it wasn't too long and the terrain wasn't too tough, but still, it gets to me. Although, last night was a great sleep. Got 6 or 7 solid hours, and that might be the best I've had in about a month. Temagami tested me the last week, and now is letting me cruise to victory. And I am so very grateful for that. And I just can't imagine a better way to finish things off. Here we are, fully loaded and ready to embark on the last leg of our journey. adventure comes to an end. Back at the same hunt camp dock where it began. Back on June 1st. Here I am at my pickup point. It's around noon and I've got a little bit of time until I get picked up, so it's lunchtime. And right here I have a good bit of steamed Indian pipe and cattail rhizomes. No protein with this meal yet, so I'm thinking that once I finish up here, if my ride still isn't in the parking lot, so to speak, I'm going to head back out, see if I can catch myself a few bass to cook up and get a little more substance in my stomach.
This trip was many years in the making. In the end, it was far different than I expected. It was harder and messier, as life often is. The challenges that I faced were not the ones I envisioned, and most of the victories and successes that I am most proud of were far different than what I had dreamed of. In the end, however, it was everything that I wanted it to be, and far more. I have cut away the empty vanities of society to the point where I focused on needs alone, with no time or energy to spend on wants. I have proven to myself that I don't need all of the comforts offered by society, but I have come to appreciate them immensely. I have become mentally harder, stronger, and more resilient, and I take the most pride in the perseverance and determination that I showed. I have lived in rhythm with nature and come to appreciate the beauty, the logic, and the challenge of the natural way of things. I have seen the seasons change, the plants grow, the animals live, and I have done it as just another beast of the woods. A beast with less natural understanding and skill, and more technology, admittedly, but a beast nonetheless. The adventure is almost over, but the lessons that I have learned, the values that have been instilled, and the memories of the things that I have seen and done will stay with me for the rest of my life. This experience was a combination of unbelievable hardship and inexplicable joy. I am happy that it is coming to an end, but I'm deeply grateful that I was able to experience it.
It's been quite the trip, and it's not entirely what I expected, but then your expectations are never quite the same as reality, so it's a bit of a surprise in some areas, a lot tougher, and I'm glad of that. It really was a challenge. I came in thinking I will be disappointed if this is easy. I was not disappointed. You learn a whole lot by immersion. You can go out there on weekends, you can do your research, you can go out there even a week at a time, and you can learn a lot through that, but you go out there and you fully immerse yourself in something like this, and it's a whole different ball game, let me tell you. And I am so glad that I did it. This is my life's great adventure. This is my rite of passage. This is everything I wanted it to be and more. And it's coming to a close now. It's bittersweet for me because I can tell you there were so many days where I was just like, get me the hell out of here now. And less than 24 hours from now, I should be in a nice warm motel room, freshly showered with a glass of wine in my hand. And that is going to be heaven, I can tell you that much. And I can't wait for it. But at the same time, I am going to be doing for the next few weeks,
instead of my weekly things I miss, things I don't miss about society, I'm going to be doing things I miss, things I don't miss about being out in the bush. And I'm going to miss a few things, quite a few things. Sunrises, fishing, just the natural rhythm of things. I've enjoyed it so much, getting back to nature and just reconnecting with a very basic, simple life. There's a brutal sweetness to it at times, and it's something else. I don't know how to describe it. It's natural. It feels right. It's very tough, but it feels right. And I think everyone needs to experience this in some degree. Definitely not this much for everyone. This was a very serious undertaking, and I'm proud of myself, quite frankly. I'm very proud of myself that I was able to do what I did as well as I feel I did. There's always room for improvement, but I was quite happy with my result. Yeah, so just a bittersweet time. The sweet is definitely going to be very sweet. Let me tell you, I have a few meals and activities planned for my return. I'm going to be absolutely pigging out and watching the last 4 episodes of Game of Thrones and then sleeping for about 15 hours. Yeah, the bitter, like I said, I'm going to be pulled away from the beauty of nature for a while and forced back into the city life. But there are pros and cons to both, and being out here, one of the things that I really, really, really like about being out here is it has made me appreciate the society that we have and all the good things that we have going for it. Don't get me wrong, there's lots of room for improvement, and I think that people need to experience it. Like I was saying, it's not going to be a 2-month expedition. Get out camping for a few days, and by camping I don't mean you go drive your RV or your fifth wheel and plug in your generator and watch your TV outside while you eat Jiffy Pop over the fire. I mean, get yourself in a canoe, go paddle for a day, set up camp, sleep in a tent, not necessarily in an A-frame style shelter that doesn't protect you from the mosquitoes. That is something that is a one-time deal for me. Well, I'll do it again, but not in the spring. So that was merciless, and I do not feel the need to do that again. The sleep deprivation was one thing I grossly underestimated. But if you go out there for a weekend, for a week, it makes you appreciate what we have, and it's also good to remind ourselves that we don't need everything that we have. Those are wants, and they're luxuries. They're beautiful and amazing and wonderful to have, but you need to remember that you don't need these things. And really, when you peel away the wants, when you peel away the luxuries and the comforts and the conveniences and the crutches of society, you force yourself to be far more self-reliant and resourceful, resilient. Just the perseverance is one thing that I am so very proud of myself for this trip. Like I said, there were so many times I wanted to quit, but I had the mentality, I will not quit. I will pull through no matter what happens. I will do this. And just the mental strength that I developed over the trip is something that I'm very proud of. And I'm confident that I can do anything now. No matter what challenge presents itself, I will look at it and say, this is easy. If I can live 59 days in the bush of northern Ontario, no tent, no food, I can do this, no problem. And it's just a huge confidence boost, a huge boost of mental strength, and it's good to have these things, to have these experiences, to build character. And this is something, I took 2 months off work. I spent a significant amount of money on gear. So this is a significant financial investment for me, but I'm investing in myself more than anything. I'm investing in the gear because I'll have it for years to come, but I'm investing in myself. And an investment in yourself, in order to strengthen yourself, is always a good call. You can't go wrong building a better you. So get out there, make yourself stronger by putting yourself through a little bit of hardship that you wouldn't normally endure on a day-to-day basis. And in the end, you'll be glad you did. But yeah, get out there, try things, try new things, try things you haven't done before, respect the land, respect the nature. I want to be able to come out here with my kids and my grandkids and show them the beautiful scenery and the beautiful wildlife that this country has to offer. And we can't do that if we disrespect the land and if we abuse the resources. I was out here for 59 days. Not once did I take an animal out of season. Not once did I keep a fish that was within the slot size. If I can let a walleye go that is in the slot size, or let a bass go before the season opens, if I can pass up a shot on a grouse when I am hungry and depending on the land for survival, you have no excuse. Absolutely no excuse. So do not disrespect the land, do not abuse the resource. Obey the law, it's there for a reason. We want to keep these resources alive and well for many years to come. So thank you so very, very much for joining me on this experience. I can't even begin to put into words all that this has been to me and all that it has meant to me. So I'm just going to say thank you. And it's been the experience of a lifetime, something I am absolutely never, ever going to forget. It just gives me a whole new appreciation for life. So appreciate what you have, be thankful for what you have, and yeah, it's a wonderful life, people. Go out there and enjoy it. Life is too short, so make the most of every single day. And I hope that you learned a lot. I hope that you were entertained by this. I hope that you enjoyed it. This is I'm new to the whole filming thing, so I really hope that you were able to take something, and hopefully many things or several things away from this experience. I hope you learned something. Please comment. Let me know what you thought of it. So from the woods of Temagami, Northern Ontario, Canada, this is Bushman Brian signing off. Thanks for joining me.